last one is Miss Churm's back for you. So I hope you had a really good week last week. It was VE Day, wasn't it, on Friday? So I hope you managed to do some of those activities that we suggested. I did make some bunting and put it outside my window, and it was really nice to see lots of the neighbours do so as well. Now this week we are still on our topic of the tiny seed, but we're now looking at plants as food. So thinking about where all our food comes from and what kind of plant it was when it was in the ground. So we're looking at a new story this week called The Tiger Who Came to Tea, and there is a really fun song that you can watch as well that I've linked as one of the activities during the week. So I hope you really enjoy that song. It's quite catchy. Now last week we launched the new ebook library, so you should have already got logins for that. So it's got a huge range of books that you might like to read. There's some really good ones where you can read along as the story is read out to you, so there's lots of choice on there. If you're using that website, I have in the summary page just put how to find age appropriate books for year 1. So hopefully you'll find some that way that you would like to read. However, the Oxford Owl website that you've already got logins for probably has a much wider range of stories that are suitable for year 1 really, okay? So if you can't really find any on the new e-library, go back to Oxford Owl and use those ones on there. Or you could just use a bit of both and see what you fancy. So keep remembering to take any photos of anything you'd like to share with me. I saw some great character designs for a villain last week. Some of them I definitely wouldn't want to ever meet in my life because they were a bit scary. Now, in terms of what you're doing this week, you've still got your book reviews. You've got your literacy jobs, so there is one to finish off from last week where you're designing a book cover for your story that you wrote on Friday. No, it would have been Thursday, wouldn't it? So designing your book cover for your own beanstalk story that you wrote. And then you're moving on to listening to The Tiger Came to Tea, and there's some comprehension questions on that. There's a chance for you to write some lists, a bullet point list, and then it was a common exception word search, so making your own word search. And then last of all is story puppets, so making some puppets from the characters in The Tiger Came to Tea and retelling the story. In maths this week, it is all about 3D shapes. So you can go to Shape Hunt, there's one where you're counting 3D shapes on a picture, naming the shapes, thinking about the faces, the 2D faces that you can see on 3D shapes, and sorting 3D shapes. In science, there's one you can do with siblings or other adults. You're looking at shadows. Your learning log this week is starting to get you to think about where your food comes from when you get your plate with your dinner on. So choose a dinner from the week, and then I want you to work out which foods on your plate came from a plant, and then have a look at what that plant looks like. You might get some ones that you never thought looked like what you would think. For example, me and Miss Thompson looked at what a pineapple plant looked like. It's definitely not a tree. Looks very strange. Your handwriting, you concentrating on your P and your S formation. You've still got your daily reading going on. That's probably the most important learning job you could be doing at home, your daily reading. Phonics, your activity I've attached for you. My maths, I have included a 3D shape activity for you to do. And then the extra suggestions are making a pirate treasure map, going on a virtual museum tour of the Natural History Museum and the British Museum. So you get to go to the museum without even leaving your house. And then the last one, making a gratitude flower, which sounds really lovely to help boost your mood, or perhaps help boost the mood of the people around you. So that would be a lovely one to do. Now that is all from me, and I'll speak to you soon.